I never asked to be whisked away from my world to another one where magical creatures roamed free. But when it happened, I had no choice but to go along with it. My life as a normal teenager was over the moment a talking bear carrying a wizard's staff appeared in my bedroom. The day before, I'd been just an ordinary high school student trying to get through my classes and dreaming of a fun weekend. Then everything changed. It started with a strange old book appearing on my desk in class. The worn leather cover had no title, and when I opened it, there were no words inside, only pictures of fantastical beasts that seemed to writhe and move right before my eyes. I shut the book quickly, thinking it was some kind of joke. But that night, the images from the book invaded my dreams, and I found myself hurtling through a swirling vortex of colors. Then I was here, a lush, vibrant forest unlike any I'd ever seen, surrounded me, filled with the sounds of exotic birds and the rustling of unseen creatures. And standing before me was the same bear from my dream, except now he was real. Well, as real as I was, which was very real. He tilted his head, regarding me with intelligent black eyes. "Are you the one?" he rumbled, his voice like distant thunder. "The what?" I stammered, bewildered. The bear sighed, a puff of air ruffling my hair. "You are the chosen one, prophesied to come and save us all." He gestured with a clawed hand towards the imposing figure of a wizard with a long white beard who stood behind him. "The High Wizard Zarthus has been expecting you." My mind reeled. "Save you all? From what? And how am I supposed to do that?" The bear ignored my questions. "Instead," he continued, "we have no time to waste. Zarthus awaits." Before I could even think of asking another question, the bear scooped me up in his massive paws and took off into the sky. I screamed, not from fear, but from pure surprise. He flew so effortlessly, gliding between the trees, soaring above the clouds, as if this were the most natural thing in the world. I clung to his fur for dear life, my heart pounding against my ribs like a trapped bird. When he finally set me down, I stumbled out of his grasp and almost fell over. Looking back, I saw that we had arrived at the top of a mountain, and at its peak stood an ancient gnarled tree, its branches twisting and turning like the roots of a gigantic spider. "This is it," the bear said reverently, "the whispering willow. Only those who are pure of heart may enter its embrace." Zarthus stepped forward. His eyes, pools of shimmering starlight, seemed to bore into me. "You are the last descendant of the moon elves," he boomed, his voice echoing with power. "It is your destiny to defeat Malazar, the Dark Lord, and bring balance back to the realms." I shook my head, dazed. "I don't know anything about any of that. All I know is that I was studying for my final exams yesterday, and now I am here." The High Wizard raised a hand, silencing me. "It does not matter that you know nothing, child. What matters is that you are here now. The prophecy foretold your coming. You are our last hope." "But I'm just a normal person," I protested. I don't have any special powers or skills. I can barely tie a shoelace, let alone save the world. A flicker of amusement crossed Zarthos's stern features. Ah, but you will learn, child. The prophecy also spoke of a pendant that would amplify your abilities. Where is it? I reached up and touched the silver chain around my neck, the pendant Zarthos had given me. I looked down at it, surprised. I hadn't even noticed it before. What? Oh, this old thing, I said, pulling it free of my tunic. It was shaped like a crescent moon, its surface etched with strange symbols. I didn't realize it was supposed to be important. The High Wizard's expression turned grave. It is too late now. Its power is fading. You must hurry. And just like that, I found myself thrust into the middle of a battle between good and evil, destined to face a dark lord whose name alone sent shivers down my spine. And I was only armed with a pendant that was slowly losing its power and a talking bear who seemed to like me despite the fact that I could uneven spell his species. Name, let alone tell you what type of magic system they had. To make matters worse, the journey to find the others was taking way longer than expected because it turned out that bears couldn't actually fly. No matter how much they want to, turns out flying is reserved for unicorns, griffins, and other majestic creatures. Not that I'm counting or anything. So now we were stuck walking through the Whisperwood, which turned out to be anything but whispering. There were these huge trees everywhere, their leaves rustling loudly in the wind, and every time I heard a twig snap or a bird call, I jumped. I mean, you can't blame me. This is a survival situation. Okay, I'm pretty sure being chased by an evil wizard counts as a survival situation. Plus, I was desperate for a bathroom break. I mean, how was I supposed to focus on saving the world when nature was calling? Unfortunately, the forest wasn't exactly convenient. And after the third time I had to tell the bear to stop picking up my pace so I could pee, I realized we weren't going to make it to the waterfall shrine in time. Then suddenly a clearing opened up ahead of us, and in the center stood a magnificent white stag. It pawed the ground impatiently, its antlers like branches against the darkening sky. The great stag, the bear whispered reverently. He will guide us to the Oracle of the Falls. Before I could ask what the Oracle was or why we needed her, the stag took off, bounding effortlessly over fallen logs and through the underbrush. We raced after him, crashing over rocks and splashing through streams. The bear kept glancing back at me, concern etched on his furry face. "Are you all right, child?" he asked, his voice laced with worry. "You seem troubled." "I am," I admitted, stopping to catch my breath. "I feel like I'm about to take on an impossible quest, face a terrible monster, and lose everything I hold dear. Plus, I need to pee." The bear blinked slowly. "That, too, can wait," he said kindly. "We must reach the Oracle. She will help you unlock your true potential." "Great," I muttered, just what I wanted to hear. I managed a weak smile. "So, when do you think we'll get there?" The bear glanced at the darkening sky. Soon, he said, but the answer didn't satisfy me. I wanted to know more. How soon? And what would the oracle do to help me? Would she teach me combat magic or give me a cool weapon, like maybe a giant foam sword that would actually be useful against Malazar? Yeah, that would work. But my questions went unanswered because at that moment, the clearing opened up before us again and the stag had vanished. In its place was a sparkling waterfall, its waters shimmering silver in the moonlight. Behind it, a cave mouth gaped like a hungry maw. I stared at the cave, my heart pounding in my chest. "This is it," the bear said softly. "The oracle's lair. Are you ready, child?" Ready. I didn't feel ready at all. I wanted to turn tail and run back to my world where I could watch TV, hang out with my friends, play video games. But I knew I couldn't. Not only was I the prophesied moon elf who had to save the realm, I was also a little bit curious about what awaited me in that cave. Maybe the oracle would give me some sort of magic training montage. That would be awesome. Imagine that. Me kicking butt and taking names. Well, maybe not names. I'd probably forget most of them anyway. With a deep breath, I stepped forward and disappeared into the cave.